well. It's really going well for us.
Julie, are you guys checking in on Saturdays and Sundays also, or just Monday through Friday?
No, Monday through Friday.
Because I was lax this Saturday and Sunday, and I'm like, oh, it is the weekend, so.
No, we didn't do it on the weekends.
That's what Kim and I are doing too.
Are you?
Mhm.
Okay.
That makes sense. If you can't get it done in 5 days, right?
You need some time to yourself. You need some time
Yeah.
to just recharge and do other stuff. And if you're thinking about this all the time, you burn out a little bit. And I do anyways. I need
Mhm.
Yeah.
other stuff.
I did get my social media posts in at least, though, except I think maybe yesterday. I don't even know if I did that. But yeah, I was trying to stay current with my social media posts at least. But
There's a lot of times on Saturday and Sunday that I won't post. And I don't remember who said this years ago, but if you don't set aside time for Shackley, that you have your time when you do it and you have your free time, it's so easy to burn out. And then it's also easy to feel guilty.
Mhm.
Where if you work the time that you've committed to yourself, then you get it done. And if you commit time to yourself, then you give, that's family time, because your job is always supposed to come third. Now, Julie, you work a real job yet?
Mhm.
Kim, you do too or not?
Yes.
So if you guys work real jobs, it's even, that doesn't sound right. I work a real job.
I don't like real job. I don't like that term.
A job.
Yeah,
Job job.
There you go. If you work at job, it's even more important for you to have your Shackley time set aside in your calendar. Because if you plan on doing it 4 days a week, and that's it, then that's it. And then you don't feel guilty. Otherwise, you're feeling guilty all the time that, oh, I haven't done anything, because you haven't been committed to yourself.
If you work for someone else, that's what I like to say, instead of yourself. If you work for someone else.
you know what? I like what Dan Henderson posted today. He, because I know that we have this work from anywhere, work from home, earn money from home, but I liked how he worded of saying we all need to focus on creating an additional stream of income. Because then somebody that's investment minded or business, it kind of, I don't know. I like the way that he put that. So
We used to always say that.
Mm-hmm.
And then we got away from it. But that is so true, because otherwise what goes through somebody's mind is, what if I'm not successful? I won't have any income. Oh, Karen is trying to be admitted again.
Yeah, she's frozen somehow.
Yeah, well, I admitted her again, so she's double joining. So Karen, I'm going to kick that other one off, and maybe that'll help you. Maybe I shouldn't. Because it says if I do, she may not be able to rejoin. Because you're frozen, Karen, you're in here twice. Why don't you restart your computer? I don't know if you can hear me. I'm going to do this one away.
Hey, while she's coming on, I was so proud of myself. I finally figured
Can
out.
you hear us?
Oh.
Nope, she's frozen. Sorry.
Oh, no, I know. We need to try to get Karen going.
Go ahead. What were you saying?
So I couldn't figure out how these people were able to do these swipe ups where you could do like a link or a video or whatever. And first it said that you needed to be a verified person. So I put that in with Instagram and never heard back from them. But then I found out you could do a video as long as you post a video on IGTV for Instagram TV. That could be your swipe up. So I just made sure I put my the link that I want. I embedded it in the video. So.
Oh, that's cool.
So then I called my daughter. I'm like, do me a favor, because on my end I can't tell whether it's working or not if somebody swipes up. I said, go to my Instagram or go to my story and see if that post, if you swipe up, if the video works. And she said it did. So I'm like, woohoo! I learned something new today.
Oh, awesome! Otherwise, you have to have 10,000 followers.
Yeah, 10,000 followers or be verified somehow.
whatever that means.
So
Yeah.
Good. Well, now you learned it and you just taught us how to do it. So
Yeah.
Great. Did you move from personal to a creator?
Yes, I did.
Okay. So that must be why you're able to use the video instead then.
Actually, that didn't change. Because I remember when I was still, before I was a creator, I think if you have a business one, you could do it, but I didn't want to do the business one. I wanted,
Yeah.
so then I went with my personal one, and because I remember even then I was trying, how do you do the link? And it still kept coming up with the same thing. And then there was like 2 of past videos that I've done were showing up as the only 2 options. I'm like, okay, wait, what? That doesn't make sense. So then I Googled it and it gave me the step-by-steps. Then I realized, oh, IGTV, if you upload a video on your Instagram account to the IGTV, then that's what you can use as your swipe up. So, and with that,
You only need one video then? Or do you have to continually do a video?
well, whatever video you want people to swipe up to. So for the Earth Day moment, I wanted to have like, if they could buy any Get Clean products. So I wanted to have the Get Clean video on there. And then I just put I embedded my name, my domain in the, I know that, I mean, it's just because it's the Earth Day moment. I know we're not supposed to be putting our links or whatever for that particular, or, for other things, but I thought for this particular moment, yeah, I wanted to have
But
my,
I think that Instagram is different, and if it's included in part of your video, because even on Facebook, you can say things on Facebook that you cannot post in your algorithm or in your thing. Like if you say contact me at, or get a hold of me, or those kinds of words, they don't show you then. But you can say all of that in your videos.
okay. Yeah, because I just,
all right, sorry. Karen says that she needs the phone number to call in because her internet is frozen.
Okay. Let me give it to you because you've got that there. Maybe I should just put that on the.
I could send it to her in Facebook if you're not on it.
Okay, it's 312.
Hold on one second.
here,
go
I got it.
312. Go ahead.
626
Uh-huh.
6799.
Okay. I'll send
And
it to
then
her.
put in the meeting ID. Same meeting ID.
Okay.
I know she's had problems with her computer and her internet. Yeah. I should go on someday and teach her how to get rid of all of her cookies and cache and all that kind of stuff. I don't think she's ever unloaded it.
Can I tell you, my PC in my basement has been really slow, and I just Googled, how do I clear my cache? And it was a YouTube video, and it kind of took me backdoor ways to do it, but oh my gosh. I mean, because when you do the disk cleanup, it didn't do the same thing, and I just followed step by step how to do it. So
Yeah.
you could learn anything on Google.
It's very easy, but it definitely, because if you've opened 1,000 things and never cleaned it out, it's all confused as to what it's going through.
Yeah, because I get rid of my history and my cookies and all that all the time, but the cache is something, it's like, how do you clear that again? So, yeah.
It's just one more checkbox where you do your cookies. So, okay, let's talk. Julie, you said you've had an amazing time of doing accountability, I'm sorry.
I did?
Well, you said you, Michelle, are doing a good job.
With Michelle. Okay, yeah. Yeah, we've been just like encouraging each other in the mornings, and then at 5 o'clock we talk. We talk about what we've done, what posts we've done. Oh, there she is.
That works, Karen.
Yay!
Karen is connecting to audio.
I like that color on her too. It's a pretty color.
Yes. You know what? The thing with this cell phone, we can't hear you.
Can't hear you.
I can hear you.
We can hear you now.
Can.
Okay.
Cool. And we can see you. And if you want to see other people, you just swipe back and forth. Awesome. So sorry for the interruption, Julie.
That's okay. Yeah. So it's been going really well. We're really complimentary. I kind of tell her about some things I'm doing. She tells me about some things she's doing. It's very good. And we've been sharing different things that we've been doing, and we've been getting along very well. And she used to live in Florida, and and exactly where my dad is, actually, in Vero Beach, which was like so amazing.
Oh, wow. Wow.
So
So
we
are
were
you
meant to be
guys,
connected. I think.
are you doing that on Messenger?
What do you mean, the talking?
Yeah.
No, we're just calling each other on the phone.
Okay. Can I encourage you to just do it on Messenger?
Really?
Talk to your messenger, yes. And the reason that I say that, and I thought that I made that clear the very first time, is it trying to catch each other otherwise? Where if you do something and it's like you just accomplished something, you put it in your messenger right away. So it keeps you fired up throughout the day. When you call all the time, it takes a lot more time, and it's easier to get out of being truly accountable. If that
When you
makes sense.
When you're calling when you're messaging, it's easier to.
Yeah. So if you talk on your messenger, I've done these things for years, and what happens is when you do the calling all the time, pretty soon it's like, oh, I didn't do anything. And it's like, well, neither did I. Well, what's going on? What are you doing outside of Shackley? You know what I'm saying?
Mm,
Instead of your accountability is about Shackley. And
mhm.
yes, you build great friendships doing the phone calls, but you lose the business very easy.
Mm.
So when we used to do our accountability calls, they could stay with one person for 1 month, and then we'd rotate them.
Oh.
So they were always with different people. So Susie called me on that this week as well. And I said, oh, I'm sorry. I thought I made it, I thought I made it clear that it was on Messenger. You set up a group with the two of you and you go back and forth on there. And the cool thing is if you get an idea, it's so easy to grab your phone and quick tell the other person, hey, you know what I just thought of? Blah, 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 blah. And talk to it. Don't type it all out. Talk to it, because you're still making the same kind of a connection then
Mm.
versus, oh, I got to remember that tonight. Because when you're in the middle of something and you come up with something and you're excited about it, that's the time to share it. And that will keep your enthusiasm going, because it might be an hour or 2 hours or whatever later that the other person will come back and comment on it, and that refires you up again.
Mm.
Where if you do it all in the morning, I mean, I'm proud of you, Julie, that you guys have done that you've kept that calling every day.
Yeah.
That's awesome. But I would encourage you guys to do it on Messenger.
Okay.
It's more time effective, and I don't know, there's something about it. I mean, I've got this messenger of group of people that I'm accountable with. They're in different businesses. It doesn't matter. But let me tell you, it puts pressure on you to get your job done. Where on a phone, it's like, hey, how's everybody doing today?
Yeah, we do some of that.
Yeah, what'd y'all do this week? Oh, well, I've been busy, and I had the family here, and I went here, and I did my grandkids, and I this and I that. And it's like,
Mm.
oh, well, that's cool. And you get to talking about all of that. And it becomes very time consuming, where that time can be used instead to send out 4 or 5 new requests or likes, or you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because if you only have an hour or 2 a day to do Shackley, especially if you're working another job, that time has to be so protected.
Mm.
We love doing that. But you'll be amazed at, if you use the talk feature on your phone
Mm.
for messaging, you will be amazed at how you still feel very connected to that person. If you want to talk on Saturday, or 1 day a week that you do a talk, I'm not saying you can't. I'm just saying for effectiveness.
Yeah, I understand. Well, I was doing some of those messages like that, on the Facebook, instead of doing the texting it. And, at first it gets kind of like, I'm more hesitant, because I think, well, I can't go back and edit it. I have to just say, but now,
To be real.
now I've been doing it, like, just for, not for Michelle, for other people. Now I've been doing it, it's easier now. Now I'm getting better. I just push the thing and I just do it, like, it's better. And I've noticed, like, over the weekend, I was calling some people, I was doing those messengers, and it seems like those people responded quicker than they were when I was just messaging them. So I think that really works.
It
So
does.
I'm doing more of that now. So
That's awesome.
that's a good
wonderful.
thing. But I wanted to share something because, if you don't mind,
Of course, go for it.
something else I was going to say, because what I've been doing in the morning, like instead of putting the news on, because not that I don't want to know what's going on, but I don't want to be inundated with it because then it fills your mind with all that negativity.
Yeah.
So I've been listening to something motivational. I'll put on Richard Brooke, or I'll put on Bob Proctor or something like that. But then the other day it came up, I'm subscribing to these different things, but it came up
Brendan Bouchard.
Brendan Bouchard, yeah, it went out of my head. Thank you. And anyway, and I haven't been listening to him. I used to listen to him before when he was at the conference, but I kind of got away from listening to him because I've just kind of, had too much of that. But anyway, he had a one on just recently, this like a few days ago, and I posted it in this Shepley Sisters thing. But anyway, he was saying about his day. How does he do his day? And in the morning, he says that he gets up and he drinks some water, and then he like does some exercises, some stretches and stuff. And then he says he only opens his Facebook and his email 15 minutes. He puts a timer on 15 minutes, and then he looks at it, and that's it. And then he does it that twice a day. That's it. If he doesn't get it in there, he doesn't listen to it. So he's he limits the
Right.
time that he's exposed to that. Not that he doesn't want to know what's going on, but he did say he messages, he voice messages, just like you're saying, voice messages 5 people a day. I thought, there you go. Nina told us to do that, and there you go. That's what he's doing.
Well, and I'm learned what I'm teaching you guys is what I've learned from people who have built a network marketing business with Facebook.
Mhm.
So, and you notice, well, you said it, and now I was going to just say that you said it, that people respond to that better. And sometimes it's because it's new technology, and I get people coming back and saying, oh, that's really cool. I've never had anybody do that before. But the other thing is you can see, of course, always in Facebook Messenger, if they have read or heard your message, right?
Mm.
Which I love. Now, if they don't respond, sometimes, and John said to do this too, and I have started doing this. If they don't respond within a day, I will go back to that person and type something shorter about what I said to them.
Mm.
Just kind of because you and I both know when you read a messenger and you don't respond to it and you don't have it on your tracker, what happens?
You forget. Got it.
It goes down,
It goes down there. Yeah.
Yeah, and you don't see them all, especially when you start doing more. So I'm proud of you, Julie, that you're doing that. And what kind of response are you getting back then?
Well, I've been inviting people to the thing that's going on Friday. It was supposed to be in Florida, and anyway, it's going to be, but it's going to be online. It's Friday night from 7:30, and then it's all day Saturday.
Right.
For the training. So I invited people to come to that on the Friday thing.
Okay.
Invite guests to that. So I've got 5 people invited now.
So you're inviting them to an event. So I want to ask you a question. If you have to always find something new to invite people to, how would you think about coming up with a script that was you and going, and you can look in the Master Shooting Stars because there's a bunch of different examples in there, but go to them and say, I've been thinking about you because of whatever their positive things are. And I would love for you just to take a look at this video and share one of the new videos with them. The Shackley TV.
Mm-hmm.
Or ask permission if they would watch it. I'm sorry. You don't just send it to them. You get their permission.
Yeah, I always do that. Yeah.
Yeah. Because I had somebody that I did that with. And she said, oh yeah, send it to me. So I sent it to her. And then I saw that, she looked at it and she didn't say anything. So a day later I went back and I said, did you get an opportunity to watch the video? And she said, oh, I got partway through it. I have to get back to it again. So I gave her a couple of days, and then I went back and I said, were you able to finish the video yet? Do you have any thoughts? And she came back and she said, well, how much is it? Because I know what her finances are right now. She has a business that she's not making any money in. She's an audiologist. And she said, how much money does it take for me to get started? And I said, for you, nothing, because you've been a distributor for years and you use a lot of product. And she said, yes, then I want to understand how to do this. Now, if I had waited for her to get back to me and was not persistent, you know, so now she's like, okay, now help me go through the steps. So now I have to take her through the steps, and I'll do that on Zoom. It's that, who listened to Tiff today? She's good.
She was really good.
She
I mean,
was
the whole
really-
thing. Did you see the very beginning with that video?
Yes.
I
Yeah.
like that.
Figure out how to download that too.
She's always good.
Just go to Shackley TV. They've already got it up. I was just checking.
I know, you know, the only reason I don't like to, and I shouldn't even say this out loud. I don't want people to get lost in there. I want them to see what I want them to see.
We can download it.
Yeah, that's what I meant. You
Yeah.
go to Shackley TV, you download it, and then put it on your YouTube or Vimeo
Yeah.
channel.
Exactly.
That way.
I like the YouTube because then you can just give them that video. So it was cool. But what Tiff said that I liked is that, you know, we want people to right away go in and get started. And we have to always believe that everybody's going to love what we've got, but don't attach ourselves to the results. But sometimes it might take, and I remember Jeannie Tubell talking about this. Who was it? I can see him right now. He's a dentist that sponsored her and Steve, but it took them 17 connections before they would sit down with them. 17 follow-ups. Mike and Joe Coogan were 21 follow-ups. So when you think about that, I've never followed up that many times on anybody. I don't know if you guys have, but that's where they find the people that are really good business builders. So.
Mm-hmm.
Can I say that Karen's ring light is working really well? Look at her. You're using it, right? Or no, that was Kate that got the ring light. I was gonna say it's good lighting for you today.
She's on her phone,
That's right.
so
Okay.
she has a good one. So, okay, Julie, anything so you'd made a bunch of connections. Did you have responses back to people that went any further than that?
Well, I've just been inviting for
For
that
Friday
event.
night.
So that's what I got 5 people, but I've been making other connections too, just, reaching out, how are you, things like that,
Okay, and doing follow-up on your current customers.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Okay, cool. Kim, what's happened with you this week?
Had a lot of help with Anne getting me started, and you from last week getting me started. And like you said, I have another job and I'm working from home 4 out of the 5 days, but I set 10 o'clock on my schedule. And I said, okay, 10 to 11, this is what I'm going to do. And so I was sending some Facebook things, and then Susie had sent us a nice Excel spreadsheet, which was nice, to put who I contacted and why and things like that. So I've sent out 4 people the presentation, followed up with all 4. I only heard back from one, and actually she had just sent me back before this meeting that said, thank you so much. She's into that Melaleuca.
Okay.
And so she said she's in it for 4 years. I absolutely love the product, and have built quite a large team of wonderful supportive people. And then she said she went to the Shackley website to learn more about the products, and stuff like that. Like I said, I just got that before this. So I don't know how to respond to some of these. Like 2 of them, I went on just Facebook Messenger this morning, and told them, that I was not thinking about, I forgot how I worded it, but anyhow, they were talking about how they spent their check. They bought the needed things, and, because they're not working and stuff. So I give them a message. And so they said, thank you for thinking of us. And now I'm kind of stuck at.
Okay, so why don't you read some of the responses back, and let's just do role play. I think that's very powerful for everybody.
She had, again, at first, I forgot to put them on Facebook Messenger, so I did put it on the Facebook page, but then they gave me the thumbs up, so that's when I turned it over to the messaging. Because she had said on Facebook, she said, thank you for your post. And I said, no problem. I know this is a tough time for everyone with all the changes, lifestyle and monetary, and I like to help family and friends, people I know or don't know. And then she says, well, I appreciate your kind words. Thank you.
Okay. So I don't know what happened before that. What did she see before that?
Let me see if I can find it on.
Did she see your video or?
No, I had just posted something on gave her like a great job on spending your stimulus check for,
Oh, okay. Okay.
the needed things and stuff like that. Because all these other people on the Facebook are like, they were talking about how they spend their stimulus check on, stuff that's not needed. And then they're waiting in line with their money checks,
Okay.
or stuff like that.
Okay, so it wasn't directly anything about Shackley that you started the conversation
No.
with. The posting, so what I have learned is that the posting that you do on your main page, you might get some prospects out of it.
Okay.
The message that you put into Messenger, it's like me coming to you and saying, hey, Kim, you are such a hard worker all the time and you are so focused. I would love to be able to share something with you after you said a couple of things back and forth to them. How you doing? What's going on? How you making it through the crisis right now? Are you working at home? You're putting in more, a few of those things in there.
Mm-hmm.
And then come back with the other part and say,
Okay.
I've thought about you because you have been such a hard worker and I know you're very detailed. So you're very focused and you're the kind of a person that I think could benefit from this. Have you ever been in the need of an extra $500 to $1,000, an extra stream of income or more?
Nina, Kate's trying to come in. Sorry, didn't mean
Thank
to
you.
interrupt.
That's all right.
Or more, and then just wait and see what they come back. And if they say that they aren't, then say, I really appreciate your time.
Okay.
Always come back and compliment with kindness. I really appreciate the fact that you took the time and but go back and read what she said here at the end.
She said, well, I appreciate your kind words. Thank you.
And what was your thing to her before that?
It says, she said, thank you for posting. And I said, no problem. I know this is a tough time for everyone with all the changes, lifestyle and monetary. And I like to help people, or I like to help with family and friends, people I know or don't know. Meaning like I never met her before, but I'm wanting to help her.
Mm-hmm. Well, what I would probably finish that one up with is to say, I appreciate your time here. And if you would like to look at how you can make a second stream of income, you can always let me know.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
So let me see another one you've got.
And that was the same, basically, I did almost the same response to the other one. And she says, I understand. I'm trying to do the same. In Parma, the school district is helping greatly food-wise, so I've been trying to get every other week and hand off to those I know that need it. It's amazing to see how the community has come together for each other. And she was the one that did a similar post about the stimulus check, that she went to the store, bought only what was needed, and then spent a couple extra on some art stuff for her kids.
Mm-hmm. Would you feel comfortable saying that I'm working with people to make an extra $500 to $1,000 a month? Is that anything that, or as a second stream of income, is that anything that would be of interest to you?
Yes. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. Again, like I said, I knew that we had to do like 1 to 5 responses before we even said Shackley. So I'm like, oh, I want to write Shackley so bad.
Yeah. Yeah.
I know that I can't. And yeah.
But questions, like if you had a conversation with somebody, you wouldn't jump on them immediately. But when you find something about them that you like,
Mm-hmm.
that's when you can say that.
Okay.
And then you ask, yeah. And then if they say yes, or you could just say, if you have an interest at all, I have a short video you could watch.
Okay.
Nina, do you think that maybe she might want to ask some additional questions before mentioning that? Like delve in so she could learn a little bit more about who this person, like, how are things working in your family? Are you still, working from, are you able to work from home, or are you one of the essential work, just so you can learn a little bit more about their situation?
Go back and look at her Facebook page. That's something that John says, is you can drag these on and on and on. But if you go back and look at their Facebook page and see where their heart is, you can comment on some of that as you want.
Okay.
The one thing that I learned in the last mastermind training is the more direct and honest you are with people, and instead of doing the chit chat back and forth and then say, hey, guess what? Because she came to Kim's page. Kim didn't go to her page.
No. I commented on something that she had made,
Okay.
and then remembering what you had told us was to do the messenger. So after posting on that and seeing that she liked it, that's when I went to the messenger page. It wasn't on her page. It was on somebody else's where she had made a comment. Like they made it about the stimulus checks. There was like probably like 60 comments. And so I read through them and then came up with a couple of them that said, how they spent it just for what was needed.
Oh, I thought that was your post. Okay. So
No.
what I would suggest then definitely is that you go and look at her page and find out a little bit more about her. And if you want to ask questions or comment on some different things, hey, I see that you're this. I'm not one. I'm such a straightforward, straight shooter. It didn't work for me to go around the back end and, do all of the, but I'm a good reader of people personally. And if I like somebody, they'll know it right away. So you have to feel your personality out on that.
Okay. And so before asking her to be a friend, just look at her page.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, because you're in Messenger already with her.
Yeah. Okay.
Look at her page and say, she's either public or she's not. If she's public, anybody can see it, and she knows that.
Okay.
So you have to do your personality in there. But if your bottom line is you want to talk about either health or you want to talk about wealth, whichever one, I think that you should approach it.
Okay.
Because you're looking at the wealth end.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah,
So,
both.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah.
For those two, yes, the wealth, because again, how they stated on there, what they've gotten from that stimulus check.
Yeah. Yeah. You can't say the wrong thing to the right person, and you can't say the right thing to the wrong person. I mean, how many times have we been told that? And the other thing is never attach yourself to the results. Because what happens, happens. It's just doing the same thing over and over and over and over and over. And that's how it happens. But if we have to overthink everything that we do, it's going to be hard for us to get anywhere.
Yeah, that'd be like me, the pot or the kettle, because my daughter's trying to learn how to sew and she's getting very upset that everything is not absolutely perfect. And I said, you got to practice, And so, yeah, like I said, am I the pot or the kettle? I don't I don't know, but yeah.
Well, and Danelle said on one of my last videos that we did together, our last Zooms, she said, every time I look at my first videos, I'm embarrassed because they were so bad. She said, but I know if I had not done it and done it and done it, I wouldn't be where I am today.
Did you guys, all right, Vin's, or Tiff's analogy that she used today about cooking and Shackley, that was so good because she talks about, I could look in the refrigerator. I'm like, oh my gosh, there's nothing to eat. And my mom will open up that same refrigerator and she just throws things together and makes this wonderful meal. And she was saying how that's kind of like working a Shackley business. When you're new to it, everything is like, oh God, what do I got, you have all these tools, you don't know what to do with them but then after you do it for a while and you get, just like with sewing, Kim, anything that you do for a while and with practice, you get good at it. So
yeah.
I thought it was so good.
Yes.
It was so, go back and watch it, you guys. It was a really good talk today. And they had a great video introduction too. that I
Yeah.
was telling you about. Yeah.
If you want to watch the video in the beginning and you want to watch Tiff at the end, so you don't have to watch everything else in between. That.
Yeah,
Audrey
like
did
all
a good
the
job in there
recognition.
too. Yeah, but the recognition. And Julie, not to say because you're a new director, I'm proud of you. But every time I've looked through there, it's like, where's Julie's name? I haven't seen it.
Next month. It'll be next month probably. Because she just broke out.
Oh,
Yeah, but I was already a director before. Maybe that's why.
No, you should be in there again. I think they're going to do it I think May is when they'll do it.
oh, okay.
Because you became the director and I've been looking for you.
Yeah.
I'm going to
I
tag you
go
as
through
soon
them
as
and then I
you.
stop and pause and it's like, okay, she's not in here. But Lenny Kerr just had her first month of qualification in March and they announced her last week already. So, but that's a big master. She had first qualification for master,
Mm.
first month, but she's been up and down there several times through the years. So, and she told her story last week. So she's a friend of mine. But exactly what Susie said, Kim, you just got to do it.
Okay.
And the more you do it, the better you'll get at it. And you might have people say, get out of here, you're selling.
Yeah.
But don't let that stop you.
Okay.
And the reason I say that is because you have a story to tell. You have something that is totally different than what's out there. I mean, when Roger said today, somebody asked on there because Roger talked about, making sure that we're going to have all the products here and we're going to get more and we're pushing them through. And then somebody asked the question of, well, are you going to compromise the quality or something to that effect, to make sure you get it? And he was asking Jeff that, and Jeff said, I think Roger needs to answer this. And he came on and emphatically said, for 60 years, we've had the top quality. We are not going to jeopardize that.
Actually, on 100 Days to Amazing on that Shackley site, Dan Henderson posted the transcript of that question and Roger's answer, which I think is important for people to see.
How do you have time to do all that?
I know.
Oh my gosh, lady, I've been on social media all day today. I've been working it.
Okay.
She's a free woman now. She can do whatever she wants.
Yeah, lucky you, Susie.
Have things cut down on you, Julie?
No, it's just unemployment is making me nutty. Yeah, and so many people having trouble trying to get unemployment. I have people crying to me on the phone. They don't have any money. They're not getting their unemployment, not getting their stimulus checks. So I had to go out for a walk after work for an hour with my husband because I'm getting so drained from it,
So all you can do is remember you're doing your job and you cannot take on their issues. You're doing the best you can and their issues are not your issues.
Yeah,
You're working hard and you're doing the best you can.
absolutely. Yeah.
Just remember
Sometimes though, you feel for these people, they're just living paycheck to paycheck and it's hard, and it gets in your head and you're like, I'm wondering about them. Oh, are they okay? I mean,
I wonder if they could use an extra stream of income.
yeah, well, actually, I did invite one of these 5 people I invited is one of them from my daycare center. So, well, because she's got some qualities. I told her some qualities. I said, you're very, you're really a people person. You're very enthusiastic. You really care about people. You just seem like I gave her all the things that I like about her, before
Okay.
I asked her.
And then what'd she say when you said that?
Yeah, she was like, oh, that's not, like she was genuinely, happy that I said that,
Because people don't hear good about themselves very often. That's why it's so important to use that. It's so important. Don't make it up, but it's so important to be honest with people that way.
Exactly. That's why I asked her, because when I was talking with her about her unemployment, she was always asking about this person and that person, and maybe that you should put this out because somebody else might benefit from this, like being an example, And so she gave me something I could tell other people. So she was genuinely concerned about other people and not only herself, because most of the people I talk to, they're all about them. It's all about me, 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 me.
And you know what the problem is with unemployment is those guys are all working from home. So they are not answering. My son-in-law told Kim that he called unemployment 192 times one day. And she said You need to set your alarm at 6 o'clock in the morning and get up and call him when nobody else is there. So we'll see if he does it. But
Absolutely. Yeah, I tell them, get on the website at 4 a.m. Put your alarm clock on 4 a.m. Get on then. I
Yeah.
got on at 11 o'clock last night for my husband. So, and because I couldn't get on all day, I had to get on at 11 o'clock
Yeah,
p.m.
yeah,
Did it
yep,
just fine then.
so, okay, well, cool. Ann, what's been going on with you?
Kim and I have been doing a good job connecting. I gotta say, Kim is very consistent. She asks good questions. She's totally engaged. Susie, you'd be so proud of her. She's awesome. She's doing a great job.
Thank you.
I know
Um,
that.
I know. I mean, we all knew she had it in her. It's just the habit. She's getting in the habit of doing
Right.
things, and she is on it. She's really good.
Mm-hmm.
I've been
I want to
reaching
say something, Ann.
out- Go ahead.
You are always very good about giving compliments. I've noticed that about you, that you are always very good about giving compliments.
Well, thank you.
Yes.
I'll take that compliment.
Yeah.
So I've been reaching out to people, not just people that I think I want to partner with, but also people that I know are struggling, either people that are alone or, because I think that everybody, it just helps my heart to do that without any kind of anything attached to it. And they're really grateful. People are really grateful just to have someone with that's a friendly voice right now. And as far as my social posts, I've just been doing a lot of uplifting, kind of, we're all in this together, we're going to learn something new, we're trying to self-development, whatever, just so it's just not that COVID-19 thing.
I think we have to completely stay away from the COVID-19, to be honest with you, if we want more attention now.
Yeah, it's hard.
Because-
We had a neighbor just pass from it. It was hard. It's hard.
But it's all has a negative connotation. How old was your neighbor?
57, I think.
Was there health issues there before?
She had health issues, but it attacked her brain, and it attacked her liver and her kidneys. And her husband was also positive, so he couldn't go visit her. She was going to go anyways. She died by herself in the hospital. Family can't come and comfort him, so they all left stuff outside of his house. I could still cry right now just thinking about how lonely that was,
They actually were both in the hospital. I think he was released last Sunday, and she was actually showing some improvement. So they decreased her oxygen on the ventilator, and then they had to increase it again. And then, that's when it just started attacking the organs.
It's a brutal, smart virus. Not only does it not have symptoms sometimes in people, but it attacks every system and every organ in your body. It doesn't just stay with, respiratory. It's horrible. Anyway, so I have one person I'm talking to. It's kind of I'm gonna have to play tennis with her a little bit, because I think she's got some good qualities. I think her and her daughters want to do this together. I think I would like to get to her daughters a little bit more, because this lady's got a lot of self-esteem issues, and I tried to, I try stuff like this before and I just couldn't do it. She just likes the idea that we could do this all online. It'll all be done social media. So we're having a conversation I sent her Roger's video and she looked at that, and then we're talking tomorrow at 11. So it's just going to be with her first, and then I want to connect with her daughters too and see how that works. But we'll see. It's one person interested in the business. I might invite her to Friday. How things go tomorrow, I don't know yet.
Yeah.
But I've
That's
been
interesting though. I like how you handle that you got her to talking about the online thing, because we're in a different world.
Yeah, she did not like doing the in-person home stuff, or she doesn't want to do any of that. She wants to do everything online. She thinks it's easier that way, and it is, but you have to be consistent. You have to work at it. It's not going to just fall in your lap. So, but we have all these features now, so I feel very comfortable just going on, my Shackley site and showing her all those things we talked about last week, and just going over that with her. Maybe sharing tip stuff from this morning. I'll look at that and see if that's appropriate for her. But so that's one person so far that's taken the bait.
Good. That's one person that you may be able to help to make a difference.
They need it. They need it big time.
Yes. Okay. Kate, what's been going on with you? Are you frozen?
Not much.
Oh. Who's your accountability?
Am I frozen?
A little bit. You're in and out.
Susie and Karen.
Oh, okay. So Susie, did you get set up a
Yeah.
messenger
Oh,
thing
you
yet?
can't hear me?
We can hear you, you're just frozen.
Yes, we're on
Oh.
because yeah, Nina and I called Karen and Kate, just so you guys know, I talked to Nina because I misunderstood last Monday when I said that we were doing our accountability on Messenger, and when she was saying that we need to have a set time, so I'm thinking, oh gosh, okay, so since there's 3 of us, then that's when I was trying to set up the Zoom, and you know how that kind of Tuesday didn't work because of the time difference, and then Wednesday didn't work, and it just was it ended up being so that's why I'm like, all right, let's just stick with Facebook Messenger. So Nina, we've had our Facebook Messenger set up this whole time, and then but
But
and it's
weren't
just
using it. Okay.
no, we are using it. It's just check in, put your daily post, but it's not at a specific time. Like everybody has to do it at the same time. So
No. And I guess the reason that I said a time is that everybody should check in every day. Because if you don't check in every day, then it's easy to not check in after a while.
and we have been checking in every day except for Saturday and Sunday.
That's good. That's
'Cause
good.
yeah.
So are your check-ins on how many connections you made? How many messages you sent? Karen
So-
is shaking her head yes, and Susie's like, and Kate's like,
Well, because I start off the check-in just like, okay,
Excellent.
hello ladies, and then I'll post and going with the high five, just saying, like how many social media or like the social media posts, the connections, the invites, follow-ups, and then personal growth and reporting like what I did. And then
okay.
so that's kind of like a little your turn
Yeah.
to Karen and Kate for them to do
Okay.
there. So
And how does that feel to you, Kate?
It, I wish I was Susie.
You're Kate.
I'm trying to do this, and this is tough for me.
What
So,
part is tough for you?
I know that, well, it's the whole sleazy
Mhm. We should, are you on?
used car salesman thing.
Oh, you still
But,
got that?
you know, I'm a reputable person, huh?
I said, you still have that used
I'm
car salesman
A
thing?
reputable person selling a reputable product.
Yes.
I'm trying to tell you how I'm thinking about it now. So I want to be that person now. So, and I'm ready to
Hey, why don't you call in,
get ready.
Kate? Kate, why don't you call in on
Huh?
your phone? Call in on your phone
Yes.
because just make a
Okay.
phone call into the number because you're so broken. You can leave your picture on so you can still see everybody, but make a phone call in. So Karen, why don't you talk while she's doing that?
Can you hear me? Oop.
Yep.
I really am enjoying having Susie as a partner because she gives me an idea of where I should be headed. And when I check in, it's like kind of following what she's been doing, the format. And I've been doing pretty much the same types of things she's been doing, not as well, but she's so wonderful about being supportive and helping us out with everything. It's just been great. So I appreciate her a lot, and I've been talking to a lot more people. So
Okay, are you talking to people on the phone or on Facebook?
mostly on Facebook Messenger. I have a few that I've been talking to out over the phone, but mostly I do it online.
I'm proud of you, girl. Look how far you've come.
Not videoing yet.
You know what though?
I
You'll get there. You'll get there.
can only do so much at a time, and I keep trying and finding new ways. So,
Mm-hmm.
but I want to thank Susie so much, and Kate. It's been wonderful having you online too. So, thank you.
Kate, I put the
any way
phone
I can
number
help,
in.
Karen. Glad to be helpful.
You know what? You know what's so interesting is because nobody is accountable to anybody that's on their team. Kate, I put the phone number in the chat in case you're looking for it. I don't think she can hear.
I am looking for it.
I put it in the chat on here. It's 312-626-6799.
Oh, here it is.
And then use the same Zoom ID. So what I was going to say is the power of working with somebody that you have nothing to gain from is very powerful. Because then what you're doing is it's easier for you to be raw and real. And the more raw and real that you all are, the more that your business will grow. The more honest you are with, okay, I tried this and I screwed up. I'm not afraid to say when I screw up. And I've done a lot of screwing up. But I've learned the more genuine you are about screwing up, the more that you can be relatable to everybody else. So I love it that nobody's got any accountability with anybody who's on their team. And hopefully, you know, we're going to be getting more and more people that come in that can join in. And Susie talked, because we had another girl that was going to come in, and she said, you know, it'd be good maybe if you were her accountability partner. And at first I thought, you know, I can do that. I've never been accountable with anybody on my own team. And then I thought, but I can do it. And then the more I thought about it, I thought, you know what? It would not be good for me to be accountable with somebody that I can gain from. I am raked over the coals, let me tell you, in my mastermind group. I learned in there, I had to be completely open and honest all the time. And it was so hard for me in the beginning because I didn't want to be, and I figured out why, but it came from, you know, the ugly marriage that I had and that I was a nobody. So when I found success, I still didn't look at myself as being at all successful. So it was hard for me to admit that I wasn't, you know, or that I couldn't do something. So learning how to do that has been it's been very good for me.
Can I add something to this whole thing too? Because what
Sure.
Karen was saying, I think it was Maria Shriver said that comparison is the thief of joy. We can't compare each other. We can't compare us to somebody else and somebody else's level of whatever their success is or whatever their communication skills are. There's nothing for you. You know what I mean? That just tends to put you down and not make maybe make an excuse why things aren't happening. You'll come around. Everybody comes around on their own time. Everybody's on their own journey. Everybody's on their own path. So just love yourself where you are and keep working towards your goal and you'll get there.
Yes, and if you've got people that are supportive around you, that's one thing. It's easier for you to do that. If you've got people who are not supportive around you, Todd Stoudemire said so clear the other night. He said, say to whoever is there, I would really appreciate your support. And if they're not willing to support you, then he said, tell them to get lost. I cannot talk to you about what I do anymore. He didn't say it quite that nicely. He was very in your face, but there's truth to it because it's so easy for us to let people who are not supporting us make us feel less than who we really are. So, I mean, I've been in the top 1% of Shaklee for I don't even know how many years now, and I still didn't look at myself as successful. But for years, Lisa Smith and I ran hand in hand, side by side, and we worked together on a lot of stuff, but she was always one rank in front of me. I shouldn't say always, but when we started working together, she was always one rank above me, and we crawled the ranks together. And I always compared myself to her. And it took me a while until I finally realized You're not her and she's not you. And my skills are different than her skills. And we're both exactly where we belong to be. But that wasn't until probably maybe 4 years ago, 5 years ago. I don't remember when she became a key. It was just before she became a key coordinator that all of a sudden I'm like, what are you doing to yourself, Nine? But I paid a ton of money to help me get my head straight. So, okay, Kate, can you hear us now?
Yes. Yes.
Cool. Okay, now do you want to try and talk so we can hear you?
I can. Can you hear me now?
Yep, we can hear you perfect.
Okay. Okay. All right. Yeah, I'm still having that sleazy thing going on, but I've been thinking about it a lot over the weekend. I know my intentions are honorable,
Mm-hmm.
and I know that I have a good product. I'm a good person. It's not personal. I'll be clear about what I want. I'm just going to start calling, because if I don't just jump in with both feet, I'll never do anything.
Yeah.
So,
Can I ask you a question?
Yep.
Do you think your brother Dick is sleazy?
no.
What? Because he's a very accomplished. I mean, he's worked himself up in the car dealership place.
Mhm. Yeah.
So, but he didn't start on top, right?
No,
No.
of course not.
So think about that he started in a different place, but look at him today, and he's very highly looked up to,
Oh, yeah, very much so.
And
Mhm.
so you look at where you started. You were working at Bemis and doing Pilates part-time, and then you got yourself certified, or first you became a director, and then you got yourself certified. And I mean, and then you bought the wellness clinic, and you have just continually moved up. So there's something inside of you that doesn't think you're good enough yet.
Yep, I definitely worry about what other people think.
So do other people pay your bills?
I wish, especially now.
That's something that Danelle said. And the other thing that she said too is the more successful you become, the more haters you will have. But that's not about you. Again, that's their issues.
Okay.
So you have a big business, and you have to look at the successes that you've had and focus on those successes to prove to yourself that you are successful. You're a very, very intelligent woman. You're an extremely
Thank you.
hard worker. And the people you work with love you. So tell me, what else do you need to be successful in this business?
Get off my butt. Do it.
Exactly. I mean, Kim, if you didn't know, you don't know Kate at all, right? So by me telling you those 3 things about Kate, what is your first thought about her success?
Is again to get started. I've been a part of this for 2 years, and I'll get to it. But doing this, setting your time, set an hour, and do it every day. It's like my regular work. I have a meeting on that day. Okay, like I started at 10 o'clock. Well, I happen to have an 11 o'clock meeting. So what did I do? I started at 9:45. So I was done at 10:45, and still had time to get to my 11 o'clock meeting. So yeah, you got to set that hour on your schedule and do it.
So are you a detail person, Kim?
Yes.
Okay, Kate, are you a detail person?
Yes. Yes.
So it's being true to yourself, because you know what to do. You know these products inside and out. You know the basics. The biggest challenge you have with all of your knowledge is to not say too much. To keep it super, super simple, because you're
Mhm.
very, again, and I forgot to say, she's a certified nutrition
Specialist.
Health coach.
coach. She went through what'd you go through?
IIN. the integrated nutrition health coaching program.
which was very intense. So
Yep.
that kind of hinders you when you're working with Shaklee people. I'm going to be honest with you, because you know too much. But you can use that as you grow and like do some posts using some of your stuff and you know, if you want to create a Facebook page to put some of that knowledge in there and invite people into that, into a group, I should say, and invite people into that where you want to educate them, but don't make that really part of who Shaklee is. Because for years, because I got certified as a nutrition consultant way back a long time ago, thinking then people would listen to me.
Mm-hmm.
It was in here. And then I had people say to me, I can't do what you do. You know too much. I could never do that. And then I dumbed down again. So if the knowledge is there for when I need it. So go and do exactly what Kim said she's doing. And you've got the
1 hour a day.
Yep. And that hour is dedicated to you going on Facebook and Messenger and getting to know people and reaching out and sharing Roger's video with people and then
Okay.
putting them into a group. I mean, the process is so stinking simple, but we complicate it. Right? Any other?
Yeah.
Okay. Any other comments from anybody?
I have a couple things I wanted to mention.
Okay.
Kate, one of the things that I found helpful, and especially like right before I'm about to talk to somebody, or if I start to feel like I'm having self-doubt or anything, sometimes just watching one of the Shaklee videos or testimonials or something just reminded me, oh my God, these products are so good and people need to know about it. And the only way, and if you think about the only way they're going to hear about it is if it's, you know, if I tell them. Why would I want to keep it a secret? I mean, though, it just, sometimes you just need to remind yourself that I take Shaklee for granted. I mean, because I've been using it for so long.
Yep.
And so that's why I need to keep reminding myself. And that's why it's always fun when somebody new tries it for the first time. You're excited again because it's like, oh yeah, that's right. These are really great products. People need to know about it. So, I mean, it is truly a gift. So I think sometimes watching a video, or that's where with the daily high five, part of it is personal improvement, self-growth. Like when Julie was talking about Brendan Bouchard, just a little snippet every day helps get your head in the right place to talk to people. And then the other thing I wanted to share is, everybody on here aware of how, like when you do a Facebook or an Instagram story, once it disappears off of your feed because it's only up there for 24 hours, is anybody aware how to go back and see who the viewers are?
Yep. Do you know?
No.
No, I do. So this is what I wanted to share, because I was always getting notifications. Oh, so many people saw your thing before it went off. So then I could go on and then review who viewed it. Well, then I did some posts and then I'm not getting those notifications anymore. If you go, like if it's a Facebook one, you click on the 3 lines at the bottom and then you bring up your profile, because I have Facebook pages too. And then next to the add to your story, see those 3 dots? When you click on that, there's a thing that says story archive. So you click on that, and then all of your Facebook stories come up on there, and then you could see who viewed them. Well, my Facebook stories are public, so there's some people that I don't have as Facebook friends that have seen my stories. So if it's okay, Nina, I wanted to share what I did.
Absolutely.
Okay.
That's how we all grow.
Okay. All right. So I created a spreadsheet, an additional spreadsheet to track like who of my Facebook friends have seen, and I just kind of did a little thing so I could see what posts I'm doing, who's seeing it on Facebook, who's seeing it on Instagram, and I'm putting a little star next to it if they liked the post. Are you guys, can you see this?
Yep.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And then, so actually I need to go back because I want to highlight the people that are not currently we're not currently connected. So then that would be like a new connection, and I'll go onto their pages and stuff. But it's just, you know, how we're worried about, oh my gosh, I need to get new prospects. I don't know if I have enough people to contact. Oh my gosh, if you just do stories, you're going to have people constantly on here. So
Well, that's what Ellen talked about, and I haven't even gotten to stories yet. So what does your F stand for?
Facebook. F is if they saw it on Facebook. I is if they saw it on Instagram. I put in a little asterisk by it if they liked it.
Oh,
And I mean, but look at all these people seeing my stories. Isn't it fun?
you are a detail person, girl. You know what?
just a bit.
You know what I noticed right away? Go back there.
Oh, darn. Okay.
Because what I would do if that was mine, because you're so good with the detail.
Okay. Sorry.
That's okay. So I would scroll down here on the side, and if I saw several of these, like, boy, you got a lot of likes on this MPWPK. I am PWPK under the P column.
Oh, my video's covering. Your faces are covering my P column.
Oh, yeah. So what is I'm puking packing.
Immunity Power Pack. Look at all the people that like my Power Pack. I know, right?
Oh my man. Okay, so you know what? So by looking at this, what I would do is so you're going too fast for me, honey.
What, you can't read that fast? What's the matter?
If you look on 93, she has liked 2 of your posts. Right?
Right.
Is she a member?
Actually, she's a nurse, and she's one of my daughter's friends. And
You've already connected?
Yeah. Oh yeah. I've already had the invitation moment with her, and yeah. So,
Okay. So who else have you done? Who's this? Tammy Petwowski. Line
cousin.
number.
Of course, that Polish last name. It's a cousin.
Oh, okay. 181. Because she has seen a lot of your posts and she likes. Well,
yes.
She just did now on that one.
So again, because it's family and they know, I mean.
So what do you
exactly.
do? Are you ignoring them?
Well, now that because I got to tell you, I just did this right before we had our conversation on Saturday. That's when I kind of was going through all this stuff. So, and truthfully, I didn't do a lot of this stuff on Sunday because yesterday was my yard work day. So,
yeah, okay.
But now,
she's family. So you know what I noticed right away? She's family. I can't talk to her.
No, I will talk to her.
On Facebook.
Yeah.
That will take your fear away. So if you see people who are watching you and now they liked you, who's Muskoff, or what line is that? Number.
Now, that is one of my newest connections, and she is somebody that I did invite, and she said, I mean, she's like, she had looked at from our previous conversation and everything, and I sent her the invitation. She said, well, she watched the video, and then she went on my Shaklee site because I made sure I sent her the video that has my link to it.
Okay.
And so she was interested in information about the cleanse, and so I've sent her another, oh gosh. I mean, and she's somebody I'm due to follow up on because I did not get an alert that she responded since my last response. So I'm going to send her another little nudge.
Yep.
I mean, she's way down in my thing. I got to find her. So,
that's where your sheet is, because then
I know.
Yeah. So for those of you who don't want to go through, I mean, I get 100 and some views a day, so it's hard for me to go in there and I'm like, oh my, this is overwhelming to me because I'm not a detail person.
But I felt scattered and chaotic by not having this because I feel like things are falling through the cracks if I don't do this.
Right.
So,
but I know that I can go on my archive and I can just quickly look at it and see, okay, here's somebody who's liked my stuff. So I can just go back and this is working for you. And those of you who are detail people, it'll probably work for. But for me, I would just go to my archive and look and see, okay, this one has to do with Shaklee. I got 95 views on there. Oh, I got a couple of likes, but I'm not even going to just do the ones that are only liking. I'm going to go to some, here's 172 views. I mean, I would be putting stuff in here all day long. So I will just hit on their name and go and just say a message to them. Hey, I just wanted to let you know that I appreciate you following me on my stories, and you've clicked like several times, that I see you're on there quite often. And then ask some questions. I appreciate that. What have you liked most about what I've shared? Go back into that, asking them questions to start or close again, whether it's really the beginning or the end. So I don't have I wouldn't have the patience to do that. I'm sorry, Susan.
No, I just wanted to share it because if there's
Yeah.
somebody that finds it helpful, great. If you find it overwhelming, that's fine too. I just wanted to let you guys know, if you ever feel like, oh my gosh, I need more contacts or more prospects or more people, your stories, you probably have some hidden in there that you're not aware of. So
Yes. And you know what? Everybody's detail on here except Karen and myself. So the rest of you probably love that.
Yeah. Awesome, Susie.
I did.
thanks, Julie.
And I'm like, whoa. So that's why it's important to share, because detailed people like the same things and non-detailed people approach things the same way too. And then there's some stuff that we all approach the same.
I would find a way to get bogged down in that. I would find a way to spend the whole day on the spreadsheet and not contacting anybody from it. So it's not
It would become
my thing. I need to find another way of doing it.
It would become your excuse instead of just looking and saying, oh yeah, I have to contact her. She's seen my stuff several times. Karen, did you see where she said to find it on stories?
I'll have to look later because I'm on the phone, so I can't.
Okay.
get through. But I wanted to bring up one little thing too. Excuse me, Kim. Excuse me, my goodness. One of the things I was thinking of when they were talking about, and you were saying you're frustrated and everything, that you have to look at also every once in a while, look at your why again and say, why am I doing this? I'm not here to sell people. I'm here because I want to help people, and other people want that too. Some of the people you were talking about in your stories were helping other people, even though they can't afford to do anything themselves. So what you're doing is helping other people get better. You're not trying to sell them anything, although that's a good side byproduct. But it's not. That's not our main focus, is to help other people get better.
And that's why Tiff said you cannot attach yourself to the results. And that goes, we'll finish with this. That was Dr. Shackley saying all the time. If you do Shackley with dollar signs in one eye, you're half blind. If you do Shackley with dollar signs in both eyes, you're totally blind, and you'll never, ever last in this business. And I have seen that over and over and over through the years. So the other thing that I just was kind of, and this might sound weird, but I have to share this with you. So I have some friends that are in another company that, they've been the amount of time and effort and whatever, but they're making $300 a month. And I'm like, that's good if you're happy with that. But now their company, this is the third time that company has been sold. And guess who bought them this time? Market America. No, Isagenix. So, they were telling me that, and I said, I hear of that all the time. I said, I'm sorry, because they were kind of disappointed. And I said, I'm sorry, but that's what happens. So I said, I'm going to tell you this, that Isagenix probably has not been growing a lot. So then they buy another company and they say, oh, look at the growth that we had. Because now they have a bunch more people, added to it. Like when I bought the Moser business, of course my income went up, but when I bought that business, I had a huge payment to make. So did my income go up? No. Not until things started moving again. Did my Shaklee income go up on my original one? You bet it did. On my own, it's all my business, but on my original business. They're two total separate businesses, but it's taken time and it's taken time. I was 100% living a wonderful life off my Shaklee business. Now, when I bought the Mosier business, when that gets paid off, you know, then I'll have a bunch of gravy money that I can give, because that's where my heart is. My heart is to help others in different ways. And the thrill you get from giving is so much more than getting. I will tell you that. And finding different ways that you can give is pretty exciting. So I love doing my Walmart thing, and I'm going to do that, or maybe in some different stores. But that is something, but it's giving. And so it's not focused on the dollars. You got to know what you're giving. You got to have a dollar amount. I know it takes me an hour to spend $1,000 in Walmart or $1,500. You know, so it's what is really your focus here and here, that it's connected. And as Karen said before, what is your why? Why are you doing this? You know, because it truly is making a difference in people's lives. I had a 93-year-old woman that called me today, and she says, you know, I said, I am doing very well. And if it was not for these Shaklee products, I've been using them now for 40 years. But if it was not for these Shaklee products, I would not be where I am. She said, and I told my brother, he needs to come over and have lunch with me at least once a week. Every Wednesday, I make him dinner because I want him to have some good food. And I thought, oh my land, 93 years old. And she's living at home and she's independent and she's cooking for her brother once a week. And I thought, what a gift. Your mom, yeah.
My mom, 97 and a half, and she's out there shoveling snow and feeding the birds and, you know, doing all the, when I'm busy, she's doing the housework. She's wonderful, and she does all the Shaklee products. So
She's 97?
97 and a half.
Oh my goodness.
She'll be 98 in July.
That's pretty awesome.
She's pretty cool.
Yeah. But that's where you see making.
I mean, she's been doing Shaklee almost as long as Marion has, and it's just amazing, you know, how healthy she is.
Mm-hmm. It does make a difference. You know, at times you get sick of swallowing the pills.
Mm-hmm.
But then it's like, okay, I know where I'd be without it because I know where I was when I came in. What's that?
That's why God made Vivix.
So, all right, you guys, any other questions or comments?
Thank you for buying Mosier's business.
Oh, I'm excited. You know, it's so fun to get to know you guys. I've known of Ann for umpteen years, and I know I've, you know, met you in passing, but I didn't know you. And I didn't know you, Susie, and I didn't know Kim, and I didn't know Julie. You know, I didn't know any of you guys. And well, you guys met Jim and Judy at conference last year. They are the coolest people. I just love them to pieces. And, you know, it's like, okay, what's going to happen with them? But they're right at, I think he said they're 83, and they're just going gangbusters. He knows how to use Publisher. He said, send me your newsletter. So he redoes it for himself. Did I tell you I'd send it to you too, Susie? I'm sorry I didn't. You got to remind me on those things.
Okay.
But he gets a newsletter and he makes it his own on the front page, and he takes it, prints it, staples it, sends it out to his people. And they're running 8,000 PV now, you know?
Oh, they're
So
living in the blue zone, right?
yeah,
Mhm.
yeah. I mean, it's so awesome to see that. It's so awesome to see that. So anyways, my problem is I can talk all night. Love you guys.
Thank you, Nina.
Thank you, ladies.
Thank
Thank
you.
you, everyone.
Thanks, everybody.
Okay, go get them, everybody.
Yes,
Have a great
go
week.
get them.
Good night.
Bye.
Night.
Good night.